Hi, and welcome to the Market Rag for Wednesday, January 16th, 2008. Big pause ahead of the numbers tomorrow. Not too much action out there. The Nasdaq was down almost 1%, and the other two, about 0.5%, and the Dow kind of hung in there the strongest. That basically related to about 35 Dow points. The commodities took it a little harder on the chin today, with the euro, oil, and gold all being down over 1%. Bonds, it's basically right there. The move downs got us in the lower part of these ranges, and the one thing that's really bothering me is you'll notice that this is shifting into the more medium time frames and almost catching up over here to the longer term time frames. We are in a downtrend now on the weekly, and it just kind of started, so I'd be very cautious on long positions here for a minute. You'll see oil's dropping down a little bit in the yellow here, and again the big concern, large caps are leading this move down right now, and again when the big boys fall out of favor, things can get weird quick. Looking at a chart of the S&P here, we put in kind of a doji, a little kind of heavy set doji. The nice thing is we did close under these lows. The market ran up right in the afternoon, and about the last hour really sold off to get us back under these lows. Remember, the close is the important number to Wall Street, and the fact that we closed under these levels is kind of significant, especially going into tomorrow's numbers. The euro took a huge hit today, which is good for our dollar. Oil keeps creeping lower, but put in a real bottomy type signal here today. Gold needs just about one more break down to this moving averages, and we could have a nice setup in this area. And as I said yesterday, these bonds still kind of struggling with this prior high. As we look at the sectors, the two that really got hit today were energy, which is really starting to question this uptrend, and then technology. This is kind of a newer situation, and there is a lot of potential in here if we do end up going down. The semis gapped down only to recover pretty good today. Materials lost it, starting to form a lower low here. And the big loser, energy, down 3.25%. Big move through this support area right here. And here's that technology starting its move down after forming these lower highs up here. Looking at utilities, they even fell pretty good today, down being over 1%, but this little group of highs here is lower than our prior group, which has got this thing looking a bit under the gun. Looking at the portfolio, we still have about 60% of our cash in the market right now, and it's all to the short side. We got jacked on one trade today, and I'll show you a chart of that in a second. Here, I've gone in, and due to these numbers, we could have a big move in the market one way or the other tomorrow. So I've gone in and kind of eliminated as much risk out of the portfolio as I can, especially since we're so one-sided right now. We are sitting in a positive position here based on our closing R value, but that doesn't include one trade. I got to show you guys this. Here's a chart of the VMC trade we took today. Now we had an order to short it if it broke this low and had our stop above this high. Well, this is what you call a jackknife. This happens to you about 3, 4, 5 times a year. But notice here in the morning it dropped down to enter our short position, only to reverse, run up, and break our stop, all in the same day. That's why I call it a jackknife. Not a pretty situation. This is pretty rare, but it can happen. That's why it's nice to have those stops in right away. I think we're in pause mode here until we end up with tomorrow's numbers. Now what's interesting about the market is regardless of what these numbers are, the overall trend is down. The market tends to move in the direction of the trend. We still have a little lower to go before this move would get too overextended. I'm going to go ahead and leave my market rating at a -2. And we took one more hit in that portfolio today because of the VMC short that we got jackknifed on. Our moving averages are still above each other, and we're still above the big 20-day moving average. So I'm going to keep this portfolio rated at a 1 and kind of go into holding mode. I'm going to throw in a couple safe entries on some long positions just in case something weird happens. You guys enjoy your evening.